If we go back to the qualities that were mentioned before from Ragab al-Isfahani's quote, right? He had talked about divine qualities that are necessary in order for cultivation and stewardship to be properly performed. He mentions wisdom, justice, beneficence. He mentions graciousness, and he mentions forbearance. Right? Forbearance is also a term that points to the quality of patience. And all of these actions require a certain amount of patience. That there is a time, there's an appropriate time in order for the harvest to be performed. And that harvest, if we want to be able to gain as much benefit from it as we can, also involves the preservation, right, of that yield. The preservation of the yield, right, preserving allows for us to add value to what's been harvested. And again, there's a certain amount of skill that's employed in being able to perform a certain set of actions. There are a certain set of processes that allow for us to be able to preserve what we've been able to harvest, what we've been able to grow. At every step that we've discussed, there's always this ability to apply good judgment. We always are coming back to this ability to exercise or employ some type of wisdom, right? And I think it's very important to highlight the difference between wisdom and knowledge, right? Knowledge is being able to, again, acquire a certain amount of information. Wisdom is having the ability to apply that appropriately, again, within a given context, within a given set of circumstances. And this is a quality that is often underestimated, the value and the importance of being able to employ or exercise good judgment, right? Being able to actually apply some semblance of wisdom. At every point in each of the different steps that has been talked about, the seeding, the cultivation, the nurturing, the harvesting, and the preserving, it requires us to be able to exercise good decision making. The ability to apply the ability to apply good decision making within a given set of conditions, right? Within a given context. I think the powerful thing about, again, using these metaphors is that as it is attached to our ability to comport ourselves within the confines of the creation, right, nature is dynamic. And those conditions are driven by something that is often, it's outside of our control. But even though it's outside of our control, we can still exercise good judgment in determining how we behave or how we perform our roles in a way that is appropriate within a given set of conditions. This ability transfers, again, across the board. It not only applies to how we deal with nature, but it also applies to how we deal with, again, other people. It applies to how we deal with, again, our communities, our ability to create community, our ability to manage our communities, and our ability to cultivate a certain sentiment, a certain spirit that actually characterizes those communities. And the degree to which we're able to employ this skill to actually put to use this quality really speaks to whether or not we're actually able to produce communities that nurtures us individually and the other people that actually form those communities. That all of this cultivation and nurturing and preservation and harvesting, all of this transfers to our ability to deal with other people and to create conditions to where everyone could flourish. And really this speaks to, what is the guiding principle of Islam, right? None of you truly believe unless you wish for your brother or sister what you wish for yourself. And what's also important to highlight is that brother and sister that's spoken of it's not someone who believes the same as you, right? It extends to everyone, to all people. And really, when we arrive at a more rarefied place, I think in terms of our endeavoring to become more human, that this actually extends not only to people, but everything that we come into contact with. And this lies at the heart of the principle of Imrat al-Ard and Khilafa, right? It lies at the heart of the cultivation of the creation and the stewarding of the creation, is that we ourselves, just like the Prophet ﷺ was a mercy to all the worlds, we become a mercy to all the worlds. That the principle of ihsan not only can be translated into excellence, it could also be translated into magnanimity, right? Magnanimity goes beyond simply doing what is called for and creating a condition where justice, right, putting things in its proper place, that we go beyond simply providing a condition where that's done, that we can actually go to another place, to where we go above and beyond simply putting things in the places where they belong. That's the bare minimum. That when we truly become skilled cultivators, that we provide and create the conditions to where everything is able to flourish. And this is really the ideal for, not only for land, right? This is also an ideal for the landscape that creates the basis for our ability to establish communities. This is the ideal. And this is what we need to develop. This is what we need to cultivate.